Sorry about that extended opening there. I really just did slam my thumb in that window shade. I, for the most part, have been sitting right here for the majority of the day, filming candle evaluations. I really hurt my thumb. So you can tell this is live. I got blood coming from my finger, but I'm okay. I'm okay because the day is winding down. The sun is going down. It's starting to cool down a bit. This room was pretty warm because, as you can see, we do have some of the studio lights set up for the little shoot today. You see, we got camera number 1, got camera number 2, and conveniently we had an extra little camera number 3 attached to this ironing board to keep things low budget. But I thought I'd take this opportunity to go live and to see what you guys are up to. Let me grab a Kleenex if you don't mind, because I just don't want blood dripping down my finger while I'm doing a live video. And yes, if you were wondering, Santa Claus is in the house, although he did not make an appearance today. How are we all doing, folks? There's a few things I would like to ask you during this live, to set kind of a schedule, an agenda for the future, for upcoming lives and stuff like that. I just want to make sure we have, so we have several people in the house. Hello, Tino. I see Rebecca is here. My finger is okay. So if you are a part of the Candle Enthusiast Facebook group, or if you're not, it doesn't matter. You know, if you're not a Facebook person, I understand. Facebook, I remember when Facebook, back in the early days, I remember when I got into a college that was accepted by Facebook. You see, it was only for college students in the beginning. Do you guys remember this? You go all the way back. So let's go back to like 2003. You couldn't just sign up for an account on Facebook. No, you had to be enrolled in a college that was accepted by Facebook to have an account. And when I finally attended a college, tolling of the bell, when I finally attended a college that was accepted by Facebook, that's when they started to change the rules. And now if you're a fictitious character, if you are a person who refers to yourself as the Candle Enthusiast, you can have your own Facebook account. But my point is, there was a post for a Q&A session that we should have. Oh, and going back a couple steps, MySpace, what happened? What happened? My profile was looking pretty cool. It had music, had little animations, but then it disappeared. So on the Facebook page, we wanted to have a Q&A session where no holds barred. You know, you guys can submit any kind of questions you want. If I want to skip a few, so be it, but I'm a pretty open person. But I wanted to schedule a time. When should we do this? Should it be a Sunday, on a Smell It Sunday? But I know that a lot of people are busy on those days. So do you guys have any suggestions for that? Because otherwise it's probably going to be this Sunday. Let me turn this around. There we go. So we can get some better lighting. We even have a light back here for rim lighting. And also, Rachel, our moderator for the Candle Enthusiast Facebook page. Santa's down. He's right here. Rachel posted about, wow, how did she phrase it? Enthusiastic, living healthy enthusiastically. She phrased it in a really, really cool way. And I wanted to address this too, because I think this is a really, really great idea. I think it's a great way to expand on the candle enthusiast, this little, like I always say, this circle of candle enthusiasts. A way for any of us who have any health concerns, or it could just be a pet peeve about yourself that that you don't like, but you need the added support, or would enjoy the added support of fellow enthusiasts. I think it's a great way to, a great direction to take. And of course, if you guys are going to participate in healthy activities, making dramatic changes in your lifestyle, then I have to participate in one form or another. So I need to decide, and I need to officially announce what and how I'm going to participate. So let me scroll back to a few of your comments here. I don't have my computer set up today, guys. I apologize. So I'm going to be reading comments up close like this. Have you even MySpace Tom's Instagram? He travels the world. Well, Tom, good for Tom. Santa's down. We fixed that. I would say you should just do it on the main channel. People like Q&As as a general, and it's not that you're typing, it's my reading. As a general audience thing, in my opinion, rather than just us hardcore, aromatically speaking folks on Smell It Sunday. You don't think that we might lose some subscribers who really have no interest in me in general, just they want to know the facts about the candles? That's my concern. Did I miss something? It's free, which is a great movie. Hi, Rachel. I'm a little bit lost in the comments. I don't know if I lost a few comments here, but something was epically phrased or amazingly phrased. Pure genius, really, says Eric. But so is this something we want to do in the main channel? Because I'll tell you something that I had in mind. When I hit 1,000 subscribers, or before I hit 1,000 subscribers, I had a plan. It was going to be a video titled "Let's Make This Personal," or let's get personal. And it was going to be more of a video of who I am, where I came from, why I'm doing the Candle Enthusiast videos. And you know, a lot of people at the time when I first started, really, especially people who knew me, they weren't sure if I was being sarcastic when I was giving my reviews. Like, they didn't know if it was a big joke or if they thought I was being sincere. Oh, it was Eric's input. I see. Okay, gotcha. That's something else we need to talk about. If anyone has got, like, taken notes, I'm sure no one's taken notes. I need to really, especially with, aromatically speaking, you guys who are, someone put, I think Eric, hardcore. I really need to get to know you guys a little bit better. Keep in mind, you see my face, you hear my voice, you know a little bit about me, good amount about me by now. But what I know about you is, you know, a little tiny circle picture like that, and very, very little context, especially since the days of answering comments to my videos uh, kind of stopped around last year. So I need to, if you guys, I don't know, I want to put out an open invitation. If you want to send me an email, I mean, I don't need a biography. Be happy to send me a manifesto of who you are, where you've been, what you've accomplished. But if you want to send me an email, a little bit about yourself, again, strengthening the communication with the viewers is very, very important for me, especially those guys, those of you out there who've been major support systems um, since I've been on YouTube. In fact, there's been people, I didn't know if they were male or female, not that it matters, but I didn't know if they're male or female for over a year. So I didn't know, you know, it's very hard, especially when you can't pronounce like their YouTube name. So do we get a vote yes, a Q&A live or videoed Q&A on the main channel? I think I'm going to do a live. I'll do a live because there's going to be a lot of editing this week with everything I just recorded today. And then that's what, yeah, I mean, what's good about that, Nicole, too, is that if it's live, I'll have my list of questions that I'll answer and address, and then I'll open it up to any other questions for the live stream if anyone else has additional questions. It's just amazing to me that people have questions regarding me. You have to put yourself in my shoes for a moment and just realize that I've met maybe 3 of you out there. I've spoke to maybe 3 or 4, 5, 6 of you maybe over the phone. And yet I'm having questions that are so sincere and awesome being sent my way. And some of them are like, wow, you know, I've never even thought of that. That is one. That's one I wanted to ask. And then, well, yeah, I mean, the headline of this video, I doubt anyone who found us by accident is long gone by now. But, you know, I'm not going to claim that I'm putting high production value into my videos. You can see a lot of my videos, sometimes the camera's out of focus, I'm not framed properly. Because there's no cameraman, everything has to be set on auto focus, and auto ISO, auto exposure. So it's very hard to do a sit down, a multi-camera shoot of yourself when there's no one behind the camera. But this is usually how it goes. The difference between the live is I don't use these guys. These are soft boxes. What that will do is give off day-like light, white light. You see, that's white light here. When you look at my skin, it's white in color. Where if you look over here, let's say on the grill, this is tungsten light. It will shine in a very yellowish hue. Much, much different. And in my office, because my walls have that wood paneling, it's very hard to not get this yellow light, which I'm not a big fan, which is why I want to start making videos outside of the office or completely redo my office and turn it into like a studio of some sort. Why the multi-cameras? It's not because I'm fancy. It's not because I have a whole bunch of, yeah, the black light is the best. It's not because I have a bunch of extra cameras lying around, but you know by now from listening to me live that I don't speak in fluent sentences, and it's hard for me to get on a roll and speak from beginning into end without messing up. You know, I don't want to say something I don't mean. I want to get it just right. So having the multi cameras allows me to edit, but also allows me to speed things up. You know, just like a lot of us, um, pause, a thought comes to mind, I speak, and I take a break because I'm moving to the next thought. All of those little spaces can be clipped out, and having a multi-camera shoot and by placing, working on the audio track will help me condense, say, like a half hour's worth of real-time footage into about 10 minutes. Seriously, there's that much empty space sometimes. So that is why I choose to film this way. However, the downside of this is that it takes me a long time to edit, and it's not fun stuff, especially when you're dealing with audio problems. When I'm filming at Yankee Candle, the Yankee Candle Village, for example, they have copyrighted music playing above you. They have the Yankee Candle boys singing their tunes. All of that stuff has to be adjusted and moved around. And you know, the reason why I'm bringing all of this up is because what I want these videos to be of higher quality, but I have to ask myself, is it really imperative that I'm making these really squeaky clean looking videos when it comes to candle evaluations? I am a perfectionist at heart. Maybe perfectionist is not the right word, but I do like, for my videos, since I do have a degree after all, I sometimes forget this. I have a degree in film production. I want my videos to look good, and if I have people that I want to collaborate, if they check out my channel and check out my videos, I want them to see that, hey, this guy can make good looking videos. I don't want to just put up raw, roughly cut, poorly recorded audio videos. And again, like I said, being a perfectionist doesn't help things. But getting to the point where there's just so many candles that I am not getting to, that I feel like, is it worth all of this added production when I went to Kohl's and I did what, 6, 7, 8, 9 candles side by side, real quick, unscripted, no notes, on the spot, almost no cuts. I mean, I cut, but the only time I cut was to, get rid of time where I was thinking and not talking. And then everyone was like, oh, you should do more like this, more like this. And I'm like, oh my God, that took me like 10 minutes to film that. Where today I have reviewed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 candles. And I've been up since 6 a.m. sitting here in this chair. and this is not even to calculate the time that will go into editing it. So let me read some of those comments. Shane, do I have a cold? It's interesting that you asked that, because I wasn't feeling well. I really wasn't. It was a few days ago, I felt just like a little bit of a chill inside. And then, it was Easter weekend, and then I spent the time with my folks, and now they're saying that they're sick, but much worse than I was. I think what you're noticing, Nikki, is that my voice is shot. I've been speaking stage voice. See the microphone? The microphone's way up there. So I've been speaking stage voice since I started filming around 9, but I was up by 6. Okay. Reading the comments. Don't go anywhere. Santa, wow. Someone sing a song. You're in Massachusetts. I know the Red Line Inn, says Mags. Yeah, I'm still at the Red Line Inn. I got a fantastic rate. This time of the year, during the week, let's face it, this place is empty. And they know me. This is my third time staying here for the Candle Enthusiast. But I have, since my first time coming here, I've visited without ringing you guys, and they're very friendly people here, so the rate is not bad. And the good thing is, and I do want to mention this, I always feel guilty, is that me spending the night here at the Red Line Inn has nothing to do with our funding for the Candle Enthusiast channel. This is me. I need time out of my office. I need time to get away, to clear my head. So the budget for the show does not go into me staying in a fancy resort in white cotton robes that said Red Line Inn, which I was wearing earlier. I even took a picture, but I didn't post it on Instagram because I thought everyone would have thought I was crazy. Amanda says, multi-camera productions make for more dynamic videos, which I think benefits them as they usually are rather long. They are long. I agree with everything that you're saying, but should I still do them? Or should I just so I think some people might be saying, just cut to the chase, cut to the chase. I don't need to know every single little detail that's going through your head. Maybe I should shorten the speed of, or the length of the videos. Your video quality did catch my attention, says Jasmine. Very different from your unusual or usual reviewers. I think you should answer more questions. Just my opinion. I see that you have a lot of diehard supporters here. Of course, yeah, I do have a lot of diehard supporters, which I am incredibly grateful. Yeah, one thing about the live, like say Smelled Sundays, is that I talk, and I'm not looking right at the comments, answering every single little thing, or even participating in the comments or the conversation sometimes. Now, a lot of big YouTubers comments will scroll so fast that they don't even have a choice to even read, only to be very selective and to pick pick comments to answer. Amanda says, I think the higher quality videos would be better for more complex candles and Yankees main collections. They deserve in-depth evaluations, I think. I kind of wholeheartedly agree with Amanda there, in that there might come a day where instead of reviewing every single Yankee Candle that comes out, that I focus on making Yankee Candle specials, kind of how I did in the beginning. Review all the Halloweens when they come out, one video. Review all the Christmas videos or candles, one video when they come out. But posting longer videos don't get a lot of views. It's really not good for the channel. Shorter videos are always better for views and subscribers. And after all, it's not a popularity contest, but if you have a YouTube channel, it is about growth. but we're getting closer to, yeah, so here we go. So UV Candle, summarize 5 minutes or less with extended video following. Yeah, so there you go. I mean, a lot of the pro YouTubers that I know, that I speak with, live and die by the length of their videos. There's just certain rules that they play by. A lot of people will just hit 10 minutes. This way they can maximize the ads that they can put on there, but also not turn anybody away being, oh, it's a half hour. I don't want to invest my time right now and watch a half-hour video. But it just amazes me sometimes that I see people who post like 2-3 minute videos. And this is not me putting down anybody. I mean, I don't know what the phrase is, but let them enjoy the benefits of the YouTube gods, that they can post 3-minute videos every so often, and then have thousands and thousands of subscribers, and their audience becomes enormously large. Where, I think, for example, I think my Norman Rockwell video, it probably wasn't the longest one to make. It's probably another one, but it did take 2.5 days to film and 6 days to edit. And if you look at it, it's got how many views? And yet, Adam the Woo posted a video this morning. It's already at 30,000 views. Again, it's not a popularity contest, but it is about organic growth. I want the main channel to be successful because, like I said, the more successful it is, the more things we can do. Put the entire video on aromatically speaking. I think that's great. Great idea, Travis. And then do maybe like an abridged version for the main channel. I think that's a great idea. That is definitely something that has crossed my mind. It's probably more worth it to put the time into the adventures and reviews, do quicker. Okay, so let me read that better. This is coming from Rachel. I love Rachel, if you don't know that by now. It's probably worth it to put the time, and maybe she might want to put the word effort in there too. It's probably more worth the time and the effort into the adventures and do the reviews a little bit quicker. I like and appreciate what you do, but if you feel the other way is quicker, then more or less it's important to be efficient and getting the workflow out. Do a speed version from one angle. I was doing trailers for the first few months and posting them on Instagram. But those were really more, back then they were called the in-depth episodes, where they weren't candle reviews. They were more travel vlogs. Costa 508, you have to do what's best for the channel's growth. I like the way you think. I'm down with your videos regardless of how you post them. The new Yankees deserve a nice production value. Very nicely said. I appreciate that comment. I like it. I had to heavily edit my comment because to keep it under 200 characters. I got you, no problem. No judgments here. Laura says, I like the length of the haunted house video. Would that be the Lizzie Borden video? I think it would be about 45 minutes. I think it would be about 45 minutes. Reviews I like faster. The Lizzie Borden video, I won't give dollar signs, but cost $100, hundreds of dollars to produce. It took time, plenty of my own personal time for research, which of course I was happy to do, and I was happy to film and go into production. It was a lot of traveling. There was not only the price of the house, but the price of other hotels to and fro. And there was heavy production value on that. Heavy production value, meaning the time of, if you wear headphones while watching that video, I think that's probably the best audio design I've done to date on the Candle Enthusiast, except for the incessant knocking of my microphone. There's a little cord that was knocking on the microphone, which, if you want to think about it, you know, the guy who gave me the tour of the house said that there was always problems with cameras inside the Lizzie Borden house, so maybe that had something to do with it. But that was a huge investment. And my point being, you look at that video and you look at the amount of views, and I promoted that one everywhere, message board, forums, everywhere, push, 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 push. And at the end of the day, even if we got subscribers from the Lizzie Borden house, are they gonna wanna, are the people watching the Lizzie Borden documentary, are they interested in what Yankee Candle is putting out for Christmas 2018? Catch my drift? So I'm going somewhere. I'm leading you guys in a path. Laura says, yes, Lizzie, it was wonderful. Thank you very much. One was not, I looked pretty calm in the video, and I was pretty calm, but the only way I made it without freaking myself out is because I had such heavy agenda. There was not one moment where I sat down and took a break. I was going non-stop. In fact, I ran out of time, if anything. Jasmine says she liked the Lizzie Borden video too, but she never heard of the story of Lizzie Borden. Well, you're not alone, and because you're from the United Kingdom is probably not just the reason. A lot of people from the United States, even people from New England or the Northeast, don't know the story of Lizzie Borden. So you're not the only one. Oh, and you also added, my boyfriend watched and asked, who is this? And you put, we enjoyed it, meaning he included. He doesn't usually join me when watching videos. Now, I don't know if you mean watching candle videos or just all videos in general, but that's kind of what I mean. You know, I want to reach a broader audience, and I feel like sometimes I'm purposely, not purposely, but could potentially be limiting the audience for the Candle Enthusiasts / Aromatic Adventures. And the house is right up the road from you. That's pretty creepy. Maybe you need 2 channels. I have 2 channels. Are you saying maybe I need 3 channels? 1 for reviews, 1 for adventures, and 1 for lives? We're getting closer to what I'm bringing up. Lizzie's was one of my favorite videos as well. Really, guys, that truly does mean a lot to me. I want to, you know, when, I don't know. I feel like when I'm redundant, it doesn't have an impact. But trust me, when I hear kind words like that, it does mean a lot to me. I put a lot of work in those videos. If you're worried about crossing streams, Rachel's option seems good. UV Candle says, I've always been interested in the paranormal. Laura said she never heard of Lizzie Borden, but her husband enjoyed it as well. Would your husband watch a video on a candle called Snow Magic? This candle's awesome. Lizzie was scary. Yeah, I tapped into my little bit of my youth there. I made films even when I was a young kid. You know, I edited with multiple VCRs. You would have VHSs and all these different VCRs and one master VCR. And you'd play all the footage and you'd edit it all together on one master VHS. So my brothers and I, we did that since we were kids. And I always grew up saying that I was going to make the scariest film of all time, and that was going to be my legacy. So it was kind of fun to make that video and have a little bit of fun with it, to not have any boo scares, like anything fake happen, although I did put 3 Easter eggs in there, and I really got rammed for that. I got a lot of hate my direction. I still get hate coming in my way because of that. But it was fun. It was fun, especially the audio design and the editing. Things like the basement sequence. Again, if you watch that video with headphones on, I think, well, first of all, I dare you to turn up the volume, because it gets pretty big. It gets pretty creepy. I think there will be those out there who share any interests you have. Those people may cross-pollinate, but finding your other content, they didn't know they would like before. I know what you're saying, I just didn't read that right. I'm glad Laura says, she goes, the Easter eggs were fun, I loved them. The face on the wall, like the face I actually put on the wall, the one that was in the staircase, was much more faint and subtle, to the point where nobody would have ever seen it. And at the last minute, I made it a little bit more opaque. And I'm not kidding, the first comment on the video, I think, was, what's going on? There's a face on the wall. And I'm like, oh no. Like, I made it, I just never thought in a million years that people would see that face, because it was such a quick shot. And even if they did see the face, it was so hard for me to gauge how, like, does it look like, what does it look like? Does it look like a face? Does it look just like a pattern in the wallpaper? And then the figure standing in one of the windows in the house was just my little homage to Mrs. Bates. Some very strange noises coming from this hotel tonight. And then the whole basement sequence, the audio had to be done from scratch. If you heard the real audio picked up by the microphone, it was useless. It was garbage. It had to be made like you would audio design, like you would any film. So you have to get a bass track, play with it, and then it's fully stereo too. So again, headphones. So Eric says, this is what I need to hear. Yes, for instance, I was never interested in travel videos and followed you for candles, but now I love the adventures the best. See, it's usually the other way around, usually. But that's great. I thought people were joking, Jasmine said. No, 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 no. There were 3 little Easter eggs, and they were for me. Meaning, like, if I was sitting down with my brother watching and be like, look on the wall right there, see that face? I put that there. No one else is gonna see it, though. People saw it. Nicole says, the adventures are my favorites. What about the in-betweens? In-betweens, that, I only made 5 episodes, and I was shocked to see the response on those videos. Again, I'm sorry to be talking about my work so much, but this kind of feedback right now for me it's important, because these are the things that run through my mind every single moment of the day. You know, prioritizing what I am working on, what I am making, and what I am scheduling for the future. The in-betweens really was what I wasn't doing from the very beginning. I wasn't filming myself making those travel videos. And then I figured, like, so much interesting, completely crazy things happen while you're making videos, especially when you're willing to take as many chances as I am, like going into the Sleepy Hollow River, cemetery river. When you're willing to take chances like that, things go awry. And I'm like, you know, if I'm not filming this stuff, people are not seeing the extent of what I'm actually doing. Plus, there's the humor of what I'm doing, but there's also the insanity of what I'm doing. Because, like, right now, I think you guys can see it, that I'm not like Mr. Jovial, you know. There's a little bit of this you can't stop insanity that goes along with making these videos, and that's just a filmmaker's mentality. It's just go, 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 go. And I wanted to be able to share that part of the experience, but at the same time show you a little bit more of who I really am and a little bit less of the, you know, the Rod Serling. So welcome to this new episode of The Candle Enthusiast. You know, I wanted to show a little bit less of that persona and show you a little bit more of this, of who I really am, how I really speak, and allow myself to share a little bit of my humor. You know, I love making observations, and I think in-depth videos just lend to making observations. Okay, bear with me, folks, bear with me. I think having a posting schedule with the set dates for the Candle Enthusiast, with a larger backlog of quicker candle videos, evaluations, candle care, etc., could give a better work balance between your channels. I agree. Eric said something, and Costa agreed with, the adventures are my favorite. Okay, so the adventures are my favorite, especially considering I love the Northeast. It would allow you to take longer periods of time to make longer videos that aren't necessarily related to candles. Me and Eric love the Cinnabon episode. Oh my God, Nicole, I think you are the only, and I guess Eric are the only ones who've ever watched the Cinnabon episode. That was, if you ever want to see when, like, I got like 5 brain cells that are still functioning, that was that video, because I was halfway through that video when I was making it. I had an idea, I had a concept, and I was exhausted. I had just got back from California, and by halfway through the day filming it, I'm like, what am I doing? I make a show about candles, and I'm eating a Cinnabon, and if those of you don't know, I'm very sensitive to sugar, which I shouldn't have been eating anyway. Plus, the tea, which I had never tasted it. I had no idea if there are artificial flavorings. Since then, I've become very friendly with the maker of the tea. She's a very lovely young lady. Um, but that was just a very weird episode. So if you want to see me in a little bit of my lunacy, you can check out that video. Rachel says, I like your adventures. I feel like you are the most artistic making those, and the in-betweens I love because I like your personality. Rachel, did I tell you that I love you? And Rebecca, I think the in-betweens are my favorites. Oh, it's so nice to hear that. I can't tell you how good the feeling was when I posted the first few of those to see everyone's reaction. It was like wondering your whole life, am I like, am I funny? People say I'm funny, but am I really funny, or people just say that I'm funny? Do my friends think I'm funny? So it was just my experiment to see if I could share my humor, share, be very serious on camera, share real concerns, and then do a behind the scenes video, put it all together. Funny stuff, not funny stuff, insightful stuff, and eventually, hopefully, to get to a point where it'd be philosophical things about our aroma, and to see if it would all gel. And everyone liked the video, so it was such a nice week for me when those few videos I think I posted like episode 2 and 3 very close together, and I thought they were hilarious too. I laugh. I think the one I enjoyed the most was the in-betweens where I'm in the Lizzie Borden house, and it's one take where I'm trying to find a place to sit down, and I cannot find a seat anywhere in the house. Like, I just wanted to sit down in a chair, and I was being forced to sit on the floor because I could just make myself comfortable in all those beds, right? That wasn't a part of the deal. I couldn't just sleep in all of those beds. Nor did I want to, kind of recline in the bed in the room where the murder took place. So it was like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. I was losing my mind, and it was just one take where I was ranting. And I honestly, it was on my cell phone. I thought I was just gonna throw it in the trash. I didn't know what I was filming for. And when I watched it days later, I'm like, this is funny. Like, this looks like I scripted this. This looks like it was a bit. Like, this was like a stand-up comedy bit. But it was really just me being absolutely loony. Aaron, nice to see you. Almost missed the excitement. And Shannon, my favorite video of yours is your evaluation of Yankee Candle's Macintosh. Oh man, video number 3 was that? I love the combination of the travel, fall, nostalgia, and expert opinion from Apple growers. That video was magic. That video was filmed in about 3 hours. 3 hours. And it was not the main video I was filming that day. I was out making another video. But since I was in Apple country, I was stopping off and getting all that material just because I was in the area. And it ended up, especially at the end, there was just this really quiet moment where I'm sitting on the stoop eating an apple, and I'm like, yeah, I was kind of finding like a style of vlogging that I enjoyed. A time to be fast, a time to be funny, a time to have lots of editing, and a time to really slow things down and to really create that feeling of voyeurism that, that you can sit there in the comfort of your own couch and really feel like, I'm not saying you want to be with me, but being with me wherever I go. And there was something special about that Macintosh video. I'm astonished that people actually saw it, because these videos have no views. Nancy's got to go. So long, Nancy. Thank you for joining us. Travis also saw the Macintosh video. Received another postcard last week, Shane. Thanks again. You're very, very welcome. I try to get postcards out as much as I can. In fact, I'm going to be sending out, I should be sending out a whole new set of postcards. For those of you who are Patreon members who receive postcards, it says you get one postcard. You get one postcard. I'm not going to give you one postcard. It's just what I'll do is, like, every 3 months, if I find a really nice postcard, or if I find a collection of cool postcards, I buy a bunch and I send them out, especially during the holidays. But if I don't have your address, it's really hard for me to send you a postcard. So don't feel sad if you don't get postcards. And Amanda, she received a postcard. Angie's here. Angie is in the house. Angie Clementine. Very weird observation right now, and I'm not going to share any personal information, but knowing a lot of your addresses, whether it be through eBay or writing postcards, some of you folks out there have really pretty addresses, like names of streets and towns. Just want to put that out there. I almost once lived on Zinfandel Street, and how epic would that have been? But some of you have really pretty addresses. I think those of you who have them know who you are. Costa says, I love your humor. I always laugh a few times. A few times, that's good. I knew that hotel you stayed at in Dartmouth, the Capri. Was it close to Dartmouth? I'm getting, wrong Dartmouth. I'm sorry, I'm thinking Ivy League school. You had some good times back in the day there. Let me tell you, I didn't have the greatest time when I was there. I actually did put furniture in front of the door, which I think anyone would do when they do not provide you with the proper locking mechanisms when you stay at a motel on the door. Making my first trip to the United States of America next year. Sunny Orlando, Florida. Already checked where the nearest Yankee Candle is. All right. Very cool. That's awesome. Orlando, there's a place. We doing, maybe, is it a Walt Disney World trip? Lots of stuff to do in Orlando. Spooky Villages, quick hi and bye. Watched most of this on my phone. Not logged in, so I couldn't chat. Well, that's fine, Doug. No worries about that. Thank you for saying hello. Eric says my town name is a country. I can pronounce, but I'm from I can pronounce the name of your town, Nicole, but I'm from New York, so it doesn't count. Going to Walt Disney World will expect for your life to change forever. Once you go to Walt Disney World, there's no looking back. It is, I'm just so excited and anticipating the next time I get to go. A lot of you know I go to Disneyland. God, it's been a while since I've been there, but I used to try to go like twice a year. My brother's got a non-blackout date, season pass. He can go any day, any day. He could be there every single day if he wants at Disneyland. But anyway, But Disney World is something I haven't done since, you're gonna laugh when you hear this, the 90s. Remember MGM Studios? Some of you might not. Rachel, I don't think you missed anything. Nothing bad happened. That's a good response. That's a tough question to answer. Yes, yes, it's Jamie. I know it's you, Jamie. Oh, well, that's cool. Your daughter changed the YouTube name. Well, I certainly recognize the last name. Rachel says she hasn't been to Disney World since the 5th grade. Yeah, a lot has changed and is currently changing as we speak. All right, here's a good question regarding candles. Let me just gotta shift my position here. Costa 508. Is Yankee going to be quiet for a while now till fall, most likely? Shane, question mark. Emerald Isle is still burning for me. Wow, so clean. Emerald Isle, man, I thought, I wasn't expecting Emerald Isle to be such a hit last year when it was initially released. Boy, was I wrong. I mean, I liked it a lot, but not only was it a huge hit last year, a huge hit this year. Is Yankee Candle going to be quiet? No, it's the exact opposite. We are heading into Yankee Candle Armageddon because we are quickly approaching the fall preview, which for me means I've already put in most of my work trying to find these candles, hunt them down, and then before you know it, people are, once Yankee Candle gets autumn into everyone's head, then the fall preview is released during the semi-annual sale, usually right after the semi-annual sale, or wait a minute, I'm getting it mixed up in my head, or is it at the beginning? It doesn't matter. It's July. And then once Yankee Candle gets autumn in everyone's head, everyone immediately goes to Halloween. And then everything from almost May to, I would say, to the end of September, from what I've noticed, based on you guys, is everybody wants Halloween. And then October. You'd think you guys would be all about Halloween, but you want nothing to do with Halloween anymore. You're past Halloween. Even though it's October, you're past Halloween. Most of you. A lot of people are already set to move on to Christmas during the month of October, which is what Yankee Candle does. You know, is they release their first wave of Christmas candles mid to late September. So it's hard. So there is no pause, there is no break. And the day after Christmas, December 26th, is when the spring preview comes out for the upcoming year. So there is never a break for Yankee Candle. It's constantly a big cycle. If there's a break, it's only because you got your work done early in like December and January. And then like February, March, you can, you know, just watch the candles you've already evaluated come out. That's what I did this year. Nicole says Disney World gives military discounts. I go there so cheap. Well, congratulations and good for you. For I mean that is fantastic, and that's actually good to know. My father is a Vietnam veteran. I mean, I want to take him to Disneyland, but I would love to take him to Epcot, both my parents. So that is good to know. My dream is to have the Disney premium card holder pass. I think that's what it's called. Premium Premier. That's coast to coast, no blackout dates. Disneyland, Disney World. 10% off all merchandise and restaurants, and great deals on the resorts. But that does cost you about $1,800 a year. Keep that in mind. I don't have $18 to spend on a season pass, let alone 1,800. Last time I was last time I was in the 80s. It was the year MGM Studios opened. I remember all of the broadcast on TV. MGM is opening. It's going to be like Hollywood in Orlando, Florida. Spielberg was there. Michael Jackson was there. Macaulay Culkin was there. It was the huge ordeal. And that's actually precisely when I went. I think I went there the second summer it had opened. That wasn't the last time I went, but that was I did. I think that was maybe 1992. Gutted Haunted Hollow has been discontinued in the UK. Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad because, well, I'm saving that for my Halloween video. Well, I mean, feel bad, but you're not the only one. And I've reached the end of the comments. Is that possible? So what we'll do is Smell It Sunday, this Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, New York City time, or Walt Disney World time. Costa's got peeps burning in the kitchen. We're gonna do the Q&A. I'm gonna I'm gonna print out all of your questions, answer as many as I can, and as honestly as I can, and try to add some context behind those answers. And then I'll open it up to you guys joining on the live. I will follow your recommendation and do it on the main channel. Although it makes me very nervous doing live shows on the main channel. It really does. Because people get that alert. Candle Enthusiast has gone live. It's scary. What are your thoughts on the differences between the collection scents that are released in the US only, in the UK, European only? I find that the themes of the UK/European really interesting this year. Yeah, it's like the 18th time I showed this candle. Raindrops and Coconut Splash. We kind of had our coconut last year. Coconut, I'm forgetting the name of it. I think since UK, the United Kingdom, and the European countries, they know New England. They know that New England Yankee Candle feel. They know it, but they, haven't necessarily lived it. So I think Yankee Candle is a little bit more willing to experiment, push the envelope with concepts for international candles, where, I feel like with the U.S. candles, they're most of the time safe. Of course, there's always exceptions. But Yankee Candle United States is stepping away from all New England all the time, which of course is fine. But I think when you just have, and I'm not putting any of these candles down, but coconut guava fusion, tropical coconut this, tropical this, it's just like, okay, Okay, concepts, people, concepts, concepts. Let's hear concepts. Like, let's hear a summer concept. It's the last summer concept candle we've had by Yankee Candle. That's a good question for you. One that's just not a literal translation of what it smells like. We can have all is brights, we can have winter wonder, we can have all of these things for Christmas, but we don't, those are conceptual ideas, not literal titles, but we don't get that for summer, and we don't, I mean, we get it for spring. A Calm and Quiet Place was a good one for this year. Coconut Beach was released in the UK as a US exclusive, never made it to Sweden though. Yeah, that's usually kind of, it's one trick that I've learned. Whenever there's a US exclusive in UK, obviously that means we're getting it in the United States, and some of that information leaks really, really, really early. That's how I knew Moonbeams on Pumpkin, Autumn Dusk, and Honeycrisp apple cider last year. I knew that those were coming out long before they were ever announced in the United States. All right, Jamie is off to bed, 1 a.m. here in the United Kingdom. All right, thank you for joining in. Always great to hear from you, Jamie. Yeah, they got rid of the Great Movie Ride, or the Great Film Ride, the Great Movie Ride, the one that was in the the Grauman's Chinese Theater facade. Yeah. If you YouTube that video and watch some of the animatronics, it's a very old ride, and I have like footage from 1992 that I shot on like my camcorder, right? Those animatronics were amazing back in the 90s. I mean, insane. Almost to the point where like they're almost just as good as some of the newer animatronics that you see at Disney being made today. Like Jack Sparrow, the Donald Trump animatronic. Um, I just thought by today's day and age, you know, we'd have a little bit better technology. If we had Walt Disney was still with us, he would demand better articulation. We just got 15 new cents. Yes, there's, you mean from Yankee Candle, was a lot of new scents this year. There's gonna be over 20. Bath and Body Works does that too. Coconut must be a real crowd pleaser. Coconut's always a crowd pleaser. It's good for guys, and really, I'm not trying to be silly here. I think most guys associate coconut with female company. So coconut always goes well. Remember Ross and Friends says, oh, Rachel's hair, it smells so coconutty. I think there's something about the smell of like coconut and like French vanilla that guys enjoy it because it reminds them of female company. And of course, women like it because it's, you know, coconut, pineapple, and French vanilla, things of that nature. Tropical fruits smell delicious. But coconut is just, it's in everything, man. It's in even when you don't expect that it would be in something, it's in it. The lampshade matches the wallpaper. It does. Like, no joke. It's not the same print, but it is really close. That's a really nice call, Rachel. Just getting so far behind. Okay. Shane, you should do a summer candle review picnic outside. I had my picnic basket all set. Dreamy summer night question mark says Christina, I love it. I love it. Should I review it? I don't know how. I don't know how to do it justice. It's not that I haven't thought of it. I was going to incorporate it with the Game of Thrones video. Some of you know that. When I have, because I don't want to sit there and just say, it smells like this, it smells like this, it smells like this, it smells like this. Those are that's a candle that I don't want to ruin the illusion. I want to be more, show more of my emotional responses when I smell that candle. It's kind of like, instead of going to see a magic show, going to see a show where there's someone on stage just listing how all of the magic tricks are supposed to work. That candle should be experienced and explained to you, not in a way where you're listing off the sum of its parts, or listing off the sum of its parts. It should be experienced by seeing the illusion and having it, letting it have a full emotional impact on you. And then if you want to evaluate it, break it down. But it's kind of hard, you know, if I want to make a video that expresses a candle through an emotional impact, I have one medium at my disposal. That medium is video. And I just can't think, for some candles, how to do justice. Some candles justice. I love Dreamy Summer Nights. I stocked up. Yes. I've plenty myself. I noticed that too. Okay, so Rachel noticed the wallpaper. No, not Rachel. Rebecca noticed the wallpaper too. I thought Wild Seagrass, a release that made it in both continents, was pushing the envelope by having almost a pungent scent. Have you tried it, and what are your thoughts on it? If that is the case, Wild Seagrass, I haven't tried it. Wild Seagrass, I can't even visualize the image in my head. Amanda, if you remember, if you don't worry about it. Put that in the comments later on, or just in some way remind me. I certainly will take time to look that up, and if I can get my hands on it, you've certainly intrigued me, because I like pushing the envelope. I'd rather smell a candle and be like, yeah, this is too much, this is too much, than smell a candle and be like, this is too safe. Jimmy Paul, read my comment and say please. Please. I want to be heard. I want to be heard, please. Thank you. No, you're welcome, Jimmy. Anytime. Enjoy the rest of the night and the red line. Shane, good night, everyone. Good night, Costa. Angie, really, question mark, coconuts equals ladies? I don't know. My generation, coconut shampoos, that's my association. I mean, I have some funny stories. They're not inappropriate stories. There was this girl who sat in front of me. This would have been 9th grade math class. Like, this was a time in New York where you had to take really advanced math courses, so you had to pay attention. Like, you had to get what they call the Regents Diploma. I don't know if that translates to every state, or even if you know what a Regents Diploma. I don't even know what a Regents Diploma is. But I had to get a Regents Diploma, so I had to be taking these math courses that I should not have been taking, because I'm just not, especially when I was a kid, I was just not there. And there's this girl who sat in front of me who had like this like Goldilocks, thick golden brown hair, like really thick locks. and our classrooms were so small. I was at a very small high school, and so like every she would do one of those things where she flip her hair back and put her like band in her hair, coconut in my face. So I'm getting hair in my face. I'm getting coconut in my face. Jessica Berger, if you're still out there, I still remember your hair, and you were distracting me when I should have been learning to calculate the curvature of a parabola, because I don't know how to calculate the curvature of a parabola. There's a joke in there somewhere, but I'm not going to search for it. I'll let Eric search for it. I just saw a comment down the way, and I'm like, what the heck does that mean? What are they doing with the Great Movie Ride? I forgot. I think it's going to be part of the Toy Story Land or Star Wars Land. It'll just be completely demolished and removed like everything else. And she goes, "How did I not know this?" I don't know. Maybe it's me. I don't know. Maybe it's a regional thing too. Dreamy Summer Night should be a perfume. I would wear it. If it were a cologne, I don't wear colognes, but I'd wear it. I think I sniffed wild seagrass at Marshall's. Is it tan in color? That's not a question for me. Shane, do you go Whitney Houston or Dolly Parton's version of "I Will Always Love You"? Oh, Eric, you are a specimen. A great specimen. I don't know. Growing up in the car, summertime, listening to the radio, having my own radio in my own room, listening to K104, the home of rock and roll. I don't know if it was called that back then, but that Whitney Houston version will always be a part of my childhood. But love Dolly Parton, so I don't know if I can give you a good answer to that question. And Travis agrees the shampoo. Herbal Essence commercials. I don't remember the commercials, but I kind of get the sense that the commercial was similar to my experiences in 9th grade math class. And Nicole was also from New York, and so she does have a Regents diploma. Congratulations. That was not an easy thing for us to do. And the thing is, I was at the cutoff year. I think you may have been too. I think we're the same age, where it's like if I was a year older, I wouldn't have had to do it. So I was the first class that was required to get a Regents diploma, which were just like extremely, like just like, I don't want to say college level classes in high school, but just, for people like me, Regents, math, come on. Have I ever been to England? Shane, question mark, says, is it Sebastian? I've never crossed the Atlantic. I have yet to have a transatlantic voyage. Growing up, my family, they're just not a traveling family. Some families like get in a car and travel all over the country or go to countries all over the world. We would go to like Lake George, which was like 2 hours away from our home. That was a big vacation for us. And that's why I think it's kind of a thrill for me now. Not that I travel long distances now, but that's why it's such a thrill for me to travel now and to get on planes and go places, because I was never a world explorer. So one day I will certainly make it to England. I would love to go to England. So many things, so many places in the world that I need to see. I think coconut is also a major component in a lot of sunscreens. It is. And suntan lotions. So I could see an association with summer and women in bathing suits. Oh, yeah. Copper tone, baby. Copper tone. There's nothing wrong with the smell of copper tone. Angie says, I used to have coconut shampoo, but I switched it up a lot. I don't have one specific hair scent. It's interesting. I have a hair product now that smells like, I'm not kidding, it must have like oak moss in it, but it smells like Witch City Wicks Holy Ground. And when I smell it, I'm like, oh my God. Like, I don't even care if I don't even like this product. I gotta buy it. It smells so good. I forget the name of the company. But look, my hair, except for this, it's held up all day. I need a cut though. I need a cut. Shane, did you ever ask the coconut girl out? No. No, I did not. I can't say that I did. The coconut girl, that's funny. Nancy's home. Wherever you went, it was quick. Where would you go, all expenses paid, anywhere in the world? Jasmine, I mean this with all my heart. I sincerely mean this. And this might sound very naive and childish, but I'm in a very specific place in my life right now where I'm discovering a lot of things that I enjoy that I neglected in my 20s, and a lot of those things are a lot of them have to do with art. So I think I would just, if someone could just give me a season pass to, I'm not kidding, Disneyland, and get me just a decent apartment somewhere in Anaheim, and let me use my camera, I would just love to vlog Disneyland, kind of like how my brother is. I would do it much differently than he does. I would still do my candle thing. I'd be close to LA, lots. I'd never really want to live in LA, but there's just so much fun stuff to do in LA, and it's always something to do and explore, and it's such a different landscape from my natural habitat. So as much as I would love to say I would love to spend a year in Burgundy or a year in Bordeaux or northern Italy, working in a winery, making wine, growing grapes, even just like volunteering my time in the vineyards in New Zealand. Any of those things would be fantastic in regards to wine, because wine is a huge passion of mine. But really, I like creating my own little nuggets of artwork, and it's always been about the videos. And I came here to YouTube to really explore possibilities, and it's like an onion, which is always a bad metaphor from the get-go, but the more I peel Yeah, see, already the metaphor failed. But you keep peeling off the layers, and you discover more pungent smelling layers of the onion, and eventually you get to the center. No, it's a terrible metaphor. Um, or you can use the American Beauty metaphor. No, never mind. I'm I'm on the right path. I'm on the right path, and I think before I kind of get back into like the wine industry or get back into the film industry, there's this is where I'm supposed to be. And this probably sounds absolutely absurd to a lot of you people. Because, I mean, some of you would probably give limbs to visit certain places of the world and to take expensive cruises and flights and see historic locations. But emotionally, spiritually, you know, there's something that happens when, first of all, Disneyland. You know, there's something about it. I've always been fascinated with the make believe and fantasy imagination, and Walt Disney has always been such a huge hero of mine. And to be able to have that be the center of analysis on a day-to-day basis, thinking about what is it about a 55-year-old man who would never, you know, is afraid to act like a child, is embarrassed to act like a child, especially in front of his family or children. What is it that Disneyland does when he goes suddenly 10 hours into the vacation? That same guy who was embarrassed to act like a child is now wearing Mickey Mouse ears, dancing down Main Street, eating cotton candy, singing out loud to the parade, eating popcorn, and having the time of his life. What is it? What is it about tapping into our youth that makes us so happy? I don't know. Just thinking about that makes me want to write like a thesis. If you had to name a baby boy with an Italian-German descent, what names do you like? Anyone? I'll let someone else take that one. American Beauty is one of your favorite movies. I'm on my journey. You're right, Jasmine. I'm on a journey. And the thing is, there's definitely people, I'm not going to lower my voice, there's definitely people in the hallway walking past my door, hearing me say, I'm taking a journey, I'm living in a world of fantasy. And they're probably like, what the heck is happening inside of that room? And who's that guy talking to? Because I don't hear any other voices. Like, I can clearly hear people walking by, and they can hear me. These are within walls. Well, it's been 90 minutes on the dot, folks, and there's 20 of us in the chat room. Please, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, or specifically my main channel, you're not a lurker, are you? You're not one of those people who just watches and never comments. If you're one of those people, I used to be one of those people back in the day when YouTube was really just not really a thing yet. Don't be one of those people. Subscribe, make sure you communicate. Go back, check out some of the older videos. Let's rejuvenize the old channel. It's my fault. I'm not putting out a lot of videos right now, and I'm working really hard on it. But let's rejuvenize the main channel, the Candle Enthusiast. Go back. Rachel mentioned today about checking the Mary Tyler Moore video out. If you haven't watched that one, it's a great place to begin. And also, we're almost at 10,000 views on this second channel. which that doesn't sound like a lot, but we're still not at 10,000 views. Once we get to 10,000 views, we can chat, and YouTube gives us a little bit of perks, some money. So it goes back into the show. So let's go back into aromatically speaking. If there's any of the videos that you missed, check them out. Skim through them, see if there's anything interesting. Let's get to those 10,000 views. This way we'll be able to monetize the videos, and we'll also be able to do something I want to do, super chat, not because I want you guys to be giving me money during live videos, but if we decide to do something on the spot, like, hey, let's do a wine tasting, right? Let's go buy 3 affordable red wines that we can all taste together. We can all chip in $1 or $2, and you know, that way we'll be able to make it happen. We can be able to fund our own little fun projects. Does that make sense? Right. I want to do like a, you know, you go out and you buy like 3 bottles of very popular $10 red wines. What I would recommend are good values, and then we could taste them side by side. All of us. All of us. There's 20 people in the room right now. All 20 of us could be trying 3 red wines side by side. And I could be sharing a little bit of my knowledge, my education with you, and my personal opinions on those wines. And this way, we could do fun projects like that. And Super Chat is a great way to make those sorts of things happen. And all it takes is a couple pennies from everybody. So it's not a huge thing. So thank you for watching. This is what my night is consisting of. I've been packing up all of this stuff around me. I did not get to all of the candles that I was supposed to evaluate today, which I'm not surprised. I did not do a ghost tour last evening because I needed to get up early this morning. And to be quite honest, I don't think I'm going to be able to get to it tonight. I am exhausted. My voice is shot. But I do plan on going to bed nice and early tonight, so this way I can get up tomorrow. Maybe go see Norman Rockwell's final resting place. That sounds a bit morbid, but I love going to cemeteries, and I think it's something. It's like it's the one place you can go, a cemetery, where you know people will always be on their best behavior. I mean, it's just, I find them very peaceful. But I've been to Stockbridge my entire life. I've never seen Norman Rockwell's final resting place. So maybe I'll do that and film a little bit more, so we have an in-betweens video that will be out soon. But then when this footage gets back to my office, that's when the editing will begin. Sunday, we have the Smell It Sunday. And I'll leave you with this. I've been thinking, and this is kind of summing up this whole live video. If you've been with us from the beginning, well, thank you for one. But my mind is in a kind of a tailspin, and not necessarily a bad way, but I'm trying to figure out a puzzle, and it seems impossible. I'm trying to figure out a way where to maximize productivity, to maximize content, to maximize fun, entertainment, all of that good stuff, and it's taking a lot of time. It's taking time, but you always have to remind yourself there is a solution to every Rubik's Cube. You can come up with the solution. It just takes time, and it takes a lot of time, and it takes a lot of practice and memorization and learning from others. So changes to come, is that a fair statement? Yes. Will it have a negative effect? Will anyone be bummed out? I don't think so. But changes are coming to the candle enthusiast, and it can only be for the best. And I am going to participate. I said this earlier. I am going to participate in, Rachel, what did you call it? Getting healthy enthusiastically. Maybe on Sunday I'll officially announce my plan of attack What I'm going to, no one has to do anything with me. I just want to let you guys know, I want to show you how much I care. If you guys are banding together as a group to help each other out, I want to be a part of it, and I want to show you that I'm going to stick to it as well. So I will announce what I am doing to help my life be just a little bit healthier on Sunday. I just have to be very careful because I have to look at my calendar and make sure that everything lines up and that I don't have to back out, because I positively will not back out if I agree to do something. So that's going to be it for now. I am going to pack up, clean up all of this equipment, pack it all up, get ready for it to leave the room tomorrow morning. Watch a little bit of Dick Van Dyke. Dick Van Dyke puts me to sleep, and then I will be on my way tomorrow back on the road. Thank you for all of you for joining, really, from the bottom of my heart, and answering my questions. A lot of the times, I'm just spewing stuff your way, but I don't really get a chance to ask you guys questions, and I hope I get a chance, and I hope you guys are willing to allow me to do that from time to time, because it really does. Having your feedback means the world to me, and bouncing ideas off of you really puts things in perspective. So both myself and Santa want to wish you a very pleasant evening. Have a good night. Thumbs up if you haven't done that already, and I will be seeing you guys soon. And just remember, every single thing that looks like in the horizon that is dark and makes you worried and makes you sad and stresses you out and pulls you down on a constant day-to-day basis, it's all to make all of these issues, all these things that we have to push against, right? This tension, this pressure, this friction pushing us against the grain. Trust me when I say, or believe me, I believe myself when I say it makes us stronger. And as long as you look at everything in a positive light, answers and solutions come from those problems. None of that might make sense, but in my head I was trying to say something. To take it for what you will. Have a great night, guys. Thank you for joining. I will see you soon. Bye-bye.